Hi everyone, welcome to a video of cool and exciting chess puzzles. As some of you may know, in my community section on my channel, I often post daily puzzles. Not every day, but most days. And then once a week, I try and make a video of all the solutions, explaining the solutions. I've fallen a bit behind, so today we're going to do from number 22 to 28. I've got a playlist with the other solutions. Some of them are in Italian, but I'll try and do half and half. And I was going to say that this first puzzle I made a video about specifically because it's so beautiful, but it's in Italian, this one here. So if you want to practice your Italian, you can check that video out. But otherwise, I'll go over it quickly here. It's white to move. As usual, you can pause the video if you want to try and solve it yourself. The solution to this one is very surprising. Bishop e2, attacking the queen. And believe it or not, the queen runs out of squares. And we win the queen. If queen takes bishop, we fork king and rook, or after queen takes rook, we have a winning king and pawn endgame. And if the queen tries to escape, it doesn't have any squares along this row because queen here, for example, runs into the pin. And if the queen moves back, we have this very nice bishop a6, attraction sacrifice, because if queen takes, we win the queen. Same with queen here. And if queen goes back, we have another attraction sacrifice with rook g8, attacking the queen. And if queen takes rook, bishop c4 wins the queen. So it's a very beautiful puzzle because the queen looks like it has plenty of squares, but it has no squares. Any other options? I don't think so. That's about it. If it goes back straight away, we do the same thing, forcing it here. Transposition. So very nice. Number 23, white to move in this position. So it's a very interesting puzzle, requires some visualization. The first move is quite intuitive, maybe obvious, is a5, because the king only has one legal move. And now we want to try and set up checkmate, right? So either knight to e6 would threaten checkmate. But the question is, which knight? And you might calculate one line and forget to check the other because both lines look promising. But if we play with this knight, because, okay, moving this knight looks even more promising because we keep this knight here, blocking the king off. We do allow, after knight g e6, we do allow this check. But then we have this move d4, and it looks like knight here or here is unstoppable because black can't stop both. But it's actually a mistake to play knight g e6 because you always have to calculate one move further. And even though the king can't escape, that's the problem. Black has a very nice resource after queen g4, d4, queen takes d4. Because if knight recaptures the queen, stalemate. And so the queen can just keep checking and it can't be taken because black will be in stalemate. Otherwise, that line would work. But because of the stalemate resource, we have to play this knight to e6, which looks less promising if you were to calculate both lines 50% of the way, because black can escape with the king. But then we simply promote the pawn. It's unstoppable. So instead of looking for checkmate and the critical line, we have to promote the pawn. So very nice. I'll show this stalemate line after knight here, queen check, d4. Now it looks like these two threats of checkmate are unstoppable, but black has stalemate. This would be stalemate. So that's why we have to play with this knight to stop the queen from activating. We're also still threatening checkmate, so black has to move the king. But we just push the pawn and this is unstoppable. So another very nice puzzle. Number 24, black to move. This is a bit easier, I think. Just involves some calculation. We note that the white queen is running low on squares. So the first move is quite sort of obvious. Rook b6, which forces queen a4. And now we make use of something that's not so obvious, which is that after we move the knight, discovered attack on the queen, for example here, the queen is forced to defend the bishop, right? And after we take the bishop, we then use the fact that the queen and rook are aligned and play bishop b5. Very nice skewer. So it only works because of this line. So rook b6, queen here, and it's important to note that this is the only move, not knight b4, because knight b4 would allow queen a3, pinning the knight to the queen, and we'd have to move back with the knight, I think. So yeah, knight e4, queen here, we take, and bishop b5 wins the exchange. Very nice. Number 25. White to move, and this comes from a game of mine, and it's very nice as well. I didn't find it during the game. I think I may have considered it because it looks promising, but you have to see a very nice idea. So the winning solution, the solution is knight takes e6, fork, so black has to take with the e pawn, the f pawn. Queen takes check, sort of forking the king and bishop, but black defends both with rook f7. And now there's only one winning move. Queen takes f7. And after king takes, e6 check with the pawn, but discovered attack on the queen, and we win material. So it only works because of the queen sacrifice, this line. Very nice. This is why it's always good to check your games, because you'll often come across really nice tactics that you obviously didn't see because they were quite difficult, especially in Blitz, but very nice to add to the tactics memory bank. So yeah, here we take the rook, forcing king takes, check, king moves, we take the queen, and we're up at least a pawn, right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, after knight here, for example. 1, 2. Oh no, sorry, we're up the exchange, yeah, because we took the rook. So yeah, definitely winning. 26. Okay, this is from a tactics book I did. White to move. From a tactics book I'm doing, haven't finished it. The solution is very nice, rook f6, with the idea of taking on h6, check. So if black does a nothing move, it's always good to, one way to calculate if you want to consider a move or see if it's playable, is to do a nothing move for your opponent, just to later, just to make sure the idea works. Because if rook f6 intending rook takes h6 doesn't work after a nothing move, then there's no point calculating it, because black can play an even better move than the nothing move. So yeah. But after a nothing move, we'd play rook takes h6, forcing pawn takes, and then queen f6 leads to mate. After queen h7, queen g6, g8, queen h6. Thought there was a quicker way, but I think that's it. Takes, check, here, checkmate. Yeah. So now we have to see after rook f6 if black has any better moves, obviously, to stop this threat. The critical line, there's two sort of critical lines. One is queen c1 to defend h6, but here there's a very nice sequence of forced checkmate. Now the queen stops defending f8, so we play queen f8, rook takes f8, rook takes f8 check, king h7, bishop g8, king back to h8, bishop f7 discovered check, king h7, bishop g6 checkmate. So that's why queen c1 doesn't work after rook f6. The other sort of critical line is what was it? Maybe, yeah, bishop e4. But then we play rook e6, attacking the bishop and threatening rook here, leading to a similar checkmate. So they're the two critical lines. I'll show this one with queen c1 because it's very nice. Here, and then this is all forced. Check. Here. Check. Checkmate. Okay, number 27, two more. This is from the same book. white to move. Now you don't have to give checkmate. You have to win the bishop, obviously, but then you don't have to give checkmate with bishop and knight to solve the puzzle. But it's assumed you know how to do so, because knight and bishop is winning. Maybe I'll make another video with that checkmate. So the solution is bishop e4, and black's in Zugzwang. Similar to the first puzzle where the queen ran out of squares, this time it's the bishop that runs out of squares. So anywhere it goes, loses. Bishop here, for example, runs into a fork. Bishop b3 runs into this check here and fork, because after bishop d3 check, the king only has one square. So this square is also forkable, as we say. If the knight can attack this square on the second move, or third move technically, after bishop e4, then it's also losing wherever the bishop goes. So that's why this square also loses, because of check, king b7, and fork. And that's it. Bishop here the same, because this square is the same. Sorry, this is still the same fork after bishop d3. And finally, number 28. This is more simple. I think I took this from chess.com, but it's a good practice of calculation as usual. White to move. The solution, bishop takes f6. Making use of the fact that a couple of things. We attack the bishop, we win a tempo on the queen, and attack the bishop. So logically, the critical line is what happens after bishop takes f3. Because then if we recapture automatically with a knight, black can just recapture and it's been a trade, an equal trade. So after bishop takes f6, bishop takes f3, we have to make note, we have to use the fact that after the queen trade, so it's currently equal material, after the queen trade, we take their queen, they take our queen, still equal material, but it's our move, and this rook is no longer defended. So rook takes e8 there is winning. They have to block, and we pick up material. So yeah, bishop takes, critical line. So it's a good example of always looking at the critical move, because we might see, we're winning the bishop. But no, it only works because we win the rook, which turns out to be undefended in this line. Rook takes. And that's it. There's a few more. I'm still a bit behind, so there's a few more on my channel. If you go to the community tab, I'm up to number 33. So I'll make another video soon with the next 7. I hope this one was interesting. I think they were all very nice puzzles. Don't forget to subscribe to see more videos like this, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.